I'd just like to welcome you to the 2021 Leeds Rhinos Annual Awards. Hope you're okay. I've got my best mate, Mr. Titanium, Jamie Peacock, to help me present them. We've got some great awards, some fantastic winners, and we hope you enjoy the next 30-40 minutes with us. Jay, the year, another challenging year. It's been a challenging 20 months, hasn't it?
Yeah, a hugely challenging year again, not only for the sport but for people in general, and it's been very, very difficult for people. I think there's been some good positives come out of it, in and around the city of Leeds. I think, the one positive I think when you look back over the last 20 months, in particular this last year, is the way that communities have been brought together and the way people have looked out for each other in those difficult times during lockdowns. And likewise, it's the same for the club as well, the way that people rallied round the club, supporters, stakeholders, sponsors. That's the reason why the club is as strong as it has been. And on the pitch, the team overcome some great challenges as well. Great to see some young players being blooded through injury at time. But I thought what struck me this year about the club and the performances was they're a little bit like the club off the pitch. I thought the team were really resilient and they scrapped and fought and competed for everything. And sometimes you're going to lack a bit of quality, so you won't win games. But that competitive streak, if you can get that ingrained into every single player, when you get your quality back, you win big games. That's how you win big games. So there's some good signs there within the squad. Richard and his coaching staff have done a good job of ingraining that value within the team.
Good stuff. And as we're heading into 2022, there's been some highlights and some really super positives already. The run that Kev just did, I know you took part in that. You talk about communities and people being brought together. That's galvanised us as a club and a sport, hasn't it?
I think it's galvanised the city. I think Rob Burrows and Kevin Sinfield and M&D has galvanised the whole city. I believe not just the rugby and not just the Rhinos, not just the sport. I think it's been such a positive story. And I think it's inspirational to see how motivated Kev is to do something for his teammate. That really unselfish behaviour was fantastic.
And you ran the nightclub leg with Barry McDermott, didn't you? Why was it called the nightclub leg?
Nightclub leg. We run the 3 a.m. one. I think me and Baz thought that'd be the probably his darkest hour. And then when we got there, you could see how much Kev was hurting. Really, really hurting. Well and deep and truly in the hurt locker. But as Kev is, not one whimper, not one moan within that. I knew he had a job to do, and by hook or by crook he was going to get over the line, and he managed to do that in the end.
It was a fantastic day for the club and as I say, the city. And as we look forward to 2022, exciting times, a few great signings.
Yeah, I think when you're signing players, you're thinking, are they going to add to the squad? And the 4 players we've signed, I think they're all class, and I think they're going to be the difference in these big games we've got coming up. When we play the better teams, when you play the Saints, Catalans, Warren and Wigan, you need players who are going to make a difference. And I think the 4 we've got are the players who can break games like that. Plus, you've got to think, our English content are all a little year older. Like Harry Newman, Mikolai, Cruz, Lehman, they're all a year older, a bit more experienced. And then you've got the younger players coming through. For me, it's like the perfect mix, barring injury, for winning silverware next year. You've got some great experienced players. We've brought some great signings in. Our English players are improving all the time. We've got some young players. I'm looking forward to 2022. I can't wait to see what the team deliver.
Good stuff. Now let's present the 2021 Try of the Year, sponsored by Leeds Building Society. Some great selections. The fans voted for it. Previous winners, there's been some surprise previous winners actually, JP. A couple of props have won this before, haven't they?
Yeah, was it Jamie Thackeray and Mitch Garber?
Yeah, they did.
2 have won before, but personally I think I should have won it in 2015. Remember that 80-metre try I scored against Saints in the semi-final?
How can I forget?
Yeah, how I never won it that year. It's a travesty. I'm still bitter about it now.
80, he says. It was 18. I watched that back. It was 18 yards. It was a good try though. It was a good try, and it should have been 3. But this year's winner, again, difficult selection. Fans voted for it. Would you put your hands together and welcome Harry Newman?
Gale. Harry Newman cutting it across field and finding a gap. And Newman puts his foot to the
H, congratulations.
Thank you.
Great try.
Yeah, obviously I don't think it was too long after coming back from my injury. Maybe my second or third try back at Headingley, so really pleased to receive the award.
And I remember that night, all your family were there in the global stand as well, weren't they?
Yeah, they come to every game, and they'll have been sat up there where I scored it. So, no, really pleased.
Good stuff. And the new deal, new 3-year deal, fabulous news, not only for Rugby League, but for everyone connected to the Rhinos. We're chuffed to bits, mate.
Yeah, definitely delighted to get that over the line. It's been a stressful few weeks just deciding what I was going to do, but delighted to be staying here. I've been here since I was 14, so the next 3 years I'm really looking forward to.
Good stuff. Pre-season all right?
Yeah, it's going really well. It's not been too tough so far. I think with some new staff coming in, it's a change of culture, a change of what we want to do as a team, but really exciting. We've got a good group of players and a good group of young players, and we'll be looking to achieve something this year.
Great stuff. Well, we wish you all the best for 2022. Ladies and gents, Harry Newman. Now we're going to announce the players' player and the coaches' player of our fantastic Leeds Rhinos women's Super League team, joined by our head coach Lois Forsell to talk you through that. First of all, Lois, a challenging year off the field, COVID, but you as well, some developments. A new baby.
Yeah, new baby.
Well.
Yeah, I said from the very start when I sort of announced my pregnancy to the girls that you can guarantee he would come the weekend of the first game, and he didn't quite come on the Sunday, he came on the Friday, so I missed the opening game of the season, and it's kind of been a challenge on the back of that, but won't change it, and I've learnt so much, so it's been brilliant.
And season with COVID and everything, how's that been?
It's been really difficult. I think it's been difficult for the girls sort of training for a long time over lockdown and not being able to be there in person. We're having to do things over Zoom and, you know, like review over Zoom, like S&C over Zoom. It's been really, really challenging, and you kind of forget how far we've been in that sort of cycle, but then getting back, it's been really good. The girls have been great. It's been different playing at central venues, not being able to play with the fans and things like that, so they really enjoyed the back end of the season, getting back to Wheatwood, getting the fans back in, and then obviously playing in the grand final here. Obviously still gutted about the result, and we'll be working on that for the whole of 2022, but just so good to be back at home.
Of course, yeah, and fantastic that, you know, as you touched on the final, but the semi-final was a great win, wasn't it? The final here with over 6,000 fans here, it was exciting. It was, the atmosphere was second to none, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think just for the girls to finish on that to end the season were really, really good. I think it reminded them while they're there a little bit. It was difficult playing behind closed doors when the families couldn't be there and things like that. So yeah, to finish at Headingley with so many people watching as well, I think they kind of got excited for what's to come in 2022.
Good stuff. And players' player, who's the players' player this year?
So yeah, the players' player for 2021, voted by the players, which was best one, was Caitlin Beavers. I think she's been outstanding, and I think when we got the results in, it was definitely no shock that she'd won that, because she's been brilliant for us this season, and really come into her own a little bit. As we've always said, oh, Caitlin the young player, but she's kind of come into her own with a little bit of leadership as well, and yeah, she really stood up and counted this year, and she was absolutely fantastic, so really, really deserved to win that award.
And I've seen a bit of her as well. She's played a big part in our members' evening and engaging with them, so she's becoming a bit of a stalwart around the facilities as well.
Yeah.
She's very, very well deserved.
Definitely.
And the coaches award?
Yeah, there were a couple of names that came to mind, but we said that all three of us, so Ant and Dave and myself, sat down, and we all came to one conclusion, that it had to be Amy Staveley. She's been absolutely brilliant this year when you've needed someone to lead and by their actions. She's done just that, and there's no sort of hiding that we struggled in the pack a little bit. We had a lot of injuries, and she played wherever we asked her to play, whether that were at prop, loose forward, second row. She kind of just gave me that look and that nod and said, I'll do what you need me to do, and I think as a coach that's what you need. But yeah, she led by example all year round, and she's been brilliant this year, so one name that came top of our list for all three coaches.
Brilliant. And 2022, you touched on it, you know, the focus is definitely that. A few new signings as well?
Yeah, 2022 is really exciting. I'm really excited for that. It's going to be hopefully a more normal year, less obstacles to overcome. But yeah, some new signings. So we've got Jasmine, Emma and Georgia all come over to play for us in 2022. And they're just really good signings that will make sure that we've got strength in depth. I just always struggled with some injuries last year. So just making sure that all the players are challenging week in, week out. And we've had a bit of pre-season, making sure the girls are fit, fast and ready for next year, and they've been doing brilliant with that, so we're just really looking forward to getting back on the 4th of Jan and kick-starting our year.
Great stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Lois Fussell. We're very proud of our Women's Super League team, and we wish them all the best for 2022. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we're going to do the Shooting Star Award, sponsored by Yorkshire Evening Post, our fantastic partners, and the rugby league writer Pete Smith's here. As always, fantastic supporter and contributor to everything Leeds Rhinos. Previous winners: Ash Hanley, Jack Walker, Liam Sutcliffe, to name but three people who were heavily involved with the first team squad. And 2021, Pete, threw up some more opportunities for some young players with that many injuries, didn't we?
Yeah, it did. We've been running this award since 1998, and I think this year the shortlist was as strong as it's ever been. You've got people like Morgan Gannon coming through, just a teenager, 16 and 17, made a huge impression on the first team. People like Jared O'Connor, who, when he got his chance, took it really well, looked impressive, looks like a Super League player for the future, and our winner, of course, who people probably wouldn't have expected would get as much game time as he did this year, but he came in because of injuries right at the start of the season. He had a layoff himself, but shone in a number of positions, and I think was a very worthy winner.
Good stuff. Do you want to announce who it is?
And that winner is, of course, Jack Broadbent.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Broadbent's here.
There's your award.
Cheers, thank you.
That picture, actually, have a look at that picture. It's a fantastic picture. Jack diving in for a try. Love it. Jack, obviously, 2021, like a breakthrough year for you. 11 games you played, which, again, at the start of the year, probably is beyond your expectations.
Yeah, definitely. I kind of had a few goals set for myself, maybe 5 games here and there. And then obviously to start the first game of the season and kind of kick on from there, it were a massive achievement. And yeah, just really pleased with my contribution to the season.
And feel part of the furnishings and fittings now, like the boys made you feel so welcome. You fitted in, we see you knocking about the club. You seem very, very comfortable in your surroundings.
Yeah, the more games you kind of play, you build that confidence, and you build the older lads, even when you are coming through, like some new lads like Jack Tinfield, and they make you welcome. You feel like that even if you're not playing, kind of thing. So I think we've got a great group of lads, and you're always going to feel comfy in your environment. But then when you're playing, you feel a bit more part of that.
Good stuff. And doing a degree as well with our key partners, Leeds Beckett University. So plenty to do in 2022.
Yeah, it's really good. The kind of links we've got to the uni, they're really helping me and providing loads of things for me on my course, and it's really enjoying it.
Fantastic. Well, we wish you well. Play Boxing Day?
Hopefully, yeah. Like I said last year, you've just got to fight for your position wherever that'll be. So yeah, I'm going to do my best. Good
stuff. Well, good luck for 2022. Popular lad and a lovely lad. Well deserved. Jack Broadbent.
Cheers.
Right now, ladies and gents, we're going to present the Player of the Year award, the Leeds Rhinos Player of the Year, joined on stage by our star head coach, Richard Agar. Rich, 2021, a challenging year, another one. What's it been like for you?
Yeah, challenging is a great word, really. It were a funny old year. Obviously, we had a difficult pre-season and probably a little bit even more difficult start to the year, Rob. But a phrase that we've used consistently throughout this, we felt the players hung in, and towards the end of the season, we got challenged some more. We built up some confidence and some resilience, and we hung in there in some tight games and got ourselves, one game away from the grand final. That's not something that longer term, bigger picture, we're totally satisfied with, but we do think it's given us something to build off, and we do think some of the, progression that a lot of our players made, young players and importantly some of our younger British players made, has given us a terrific foundation to build into next year.
Good stuff. And I know you'd never say it, but the injury toll at times, it was almost laughable, wasn't it? I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that makes it difficult. That would make it difficult for anyone. I think the COVID disruptions that were suffered by a lot of teams, we had a couple of those ourselves, but in particular, I guess the instability we had in our key positions were very difficult. But what it did, Rob, it made us quite adaptable. Quite often change can be disruptive to a team, but also quite mentally challenging at times. But I think such was the way our season panned out. Again, for the longer term, it actually did us some good. not being too afraid that if we got disruption, either at short notice or within a game, the players become quite adaptable and resilient to it.
Good stuff. And Jay, the Player of the Year award is something that's very dear to your heart. A record holder of it, the only player in the club's history to win it 3 times. It's a special award, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a very special award. I mean, as a player, you don't set out at the beginning of the year as you go to win the Player of the Year, right? You just want to deliver excellence for the team and do what you can do for the team. And if you get the awards off the back of it, that's great. But I always thought, winning this award at the Rhinos is a difficult one to do, because you in your squad you've got some of the best British players, you've got some of the best overseas players, you've got great young players coming through. So any player who goes on and win this award should give it the respect that it deserves.
You're a special player, weren't you? That's what you're saying there, isn't it? You were a very special player, weren't you?
You're saying that, I'm not saying that.
He was, and we all know it, don't we, Mr. Titanium? Right, Rich, 3rd place. This man, what an impact he's had. What a couple of seasons he's had in very difficult circumstances again, but first name on the team sheet?
Or if you're talking about pound for pound signings, just been an unbelievable acquisition for us. Won our Player of the Year quite rightly last year, again in our top 3 this year, which just shows what a model and beacon of consistency he is. Stepped into our captaincy halfway through the year, and again led by example, and if anything, I guess we were guilty of probably overplaying him a little bit, but such were the way that again, as we've talked about, such were the way our season panned out. We relied on him so heavily, and when you're talking about a guy who is probably first name on the sheet most weeks, to consistently give you those 8 and 9 out of 10. As I say, pound for pound, it's been a truly wonderful acquisition. Not to mention that he's a fantastic fella as well.
And the winner, the 3rd place,
Number 3 is Matt Pryor.
Matty Pryor. Ladies and gents, Matty Pryor, go and join us, Matt. Well deserved. Very well deserved, my mate. Very well deserved, Matt. And Matt, a couple of strange old years in the UK for you and your family. Do we just want a normal year this year?
Yeah, mate, that'd definitely be nice. Obviously, I've come over in strange circumstances with everything going on, but it is what it is. It's like that for everyone. But yeah, I'm just doing the best I can with it all. But like we all are, so yeah, hopefully we can have a good year this year and everything go back to normal.
Experience the normal roar of the South Stand. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Hopefully we can get that this year. Get the fans there every week and have it packed out.
Good stuff. And the 2 years that Rich has mentioned, you won it last year in the top 3, first name on the team sheet. You've been fantastic for us. What's it been like, being in Leeds and playing for the club?
Yeah, I've loved it. I've loved my time here. I love turning up to training. The boys are always in a good mood and make it fun. So, and along with Rich as well, it's a good club to play at, a good environment to be at, and I've thoroughly enjoyed my time here.
Great stuff. Well, we've made some great signings and extensions in the off-season, but you were right at the start of that when we extended you and kept you, and I know every Leeds Rhinos fan watching this will echo these sentiments, that we're delighted that you're still a Rhino and will be for a couple of years, Matt. Ladies and gents, our 3rd place, deservedly so, and a great player and bloke, Matt Pryor.
No worries. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Right, Richard. And in 2nd place?
Second place, both 2nd and 1st place, and I know we'll get to 1st place in a moment. As a club, we should feel very proud about how these 2 guys have arrived where they're at. I think in 2nd place, when we announced the winner, it's a guy that we saw a hell of a lot of potential in him when we managed to get him to the club last year, and he had a disastrous start yet, really, with a pretty shocking knee injury that knocked him back an awful lot. In terms of his ability to get on the field for us. When he did get back, obviously he'd liked a pre-season with his teammates. He went on to put some marvellous performances in on the way to a Challenge Cup, and a Challenge Cup victory, and he's built on those performances this year to the point where he got selection in the Exiles team, performed excellently well. He made his England debut at the end of the year and has become a thoroughly prominent player for us. The improvement in his game has been, spectacular over the last 18 months since he got back on the field. And I think what's made it even more remarkable is that he did it playing probably half a season in a position he's not really played in all his career. As I say, which is a testament, Rob, to his mental strength. He's a highly ambitious player, and I'm sure that we're going to see a lot more high-level performances in big games in the future. So that's Cruz Leeming.
Well done. There you go.
Cruzy, well deserved that, as Richard says. Played a lot of minutes out of position, but whatever position you played in, you played really well.
Yeah, I think you touched on there the knee injury that I picked up last year. They put a lot of faith in me, and they give me a contract, and the sole focus of last year and since I've come to the club, we're just repaying Rich for the faith he's put in me, repaying the fans and the players. I felt I were down on myself the year before. I only played 9-10 games. Even though we won the Challenge Cup, I didn't feel like I got a chance to repay them people that I've just mentioned. So I think I got a chance to do that this year, and it's reflected in me, getting second place in the Player of the Year. So I've achieved my goal last year, and I'm really happy that I've done that.
I feel nice and settled now. Want a normal year. I mentioned to Matty that get 20,000 here every week. It'd be something else playing in front of that crowd, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I am getting more settled, and it's becoming home to me now. And it didn't take me long, to be honest. They took me in as one of their own from the start. But yeah, just a normal year, and to play in front of that crowd, it was fantastic as it has been. But to play in front of more of that will be great.
And seeing your pre-season yesterday, you were leading the way on the sprints and everything else. You're absolutely killing it in pre-season by the look of it.
Yeah, well, you fight, train hard, fight easy. That's how I like to put it. And I just want to get my pre-season out of the way and train as hard as I possibly can, and then hopefully it'll let me play a little bit easier.
Good stuff. Well, we might see Cruz on Boxing Day, but Cruz, well deserved. You are a Rhino, and it's great to have you in our colours. You've been absolutely fabulous this last 12 months, and we wish you well going forward. Ladies and gents, Cruz Leeming.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Well done, mate.
Cheers.
Congratulations.
And now, the winner of the 2021 Leeds Rhinos Player of the Year. Richard, who's the winner?
Yeah, another one that I said with Rob we can be proud of, a guy that's come through our pathways as a former scholarship and academy player, and a little bit like Cruz himself, his career's on a pretty strong upward trajectory at the moment. His performances last year, he really established himself as one of the most dominant forwards in the competition, which again culminated in making his international debut. Again, a little bit like Cruz, his season were punctuated with injuries this year, which makes it all the more remarkable that he's ended up with the Player of the Year, given the fact he missed a number of games with a foot injury. But as I say, his performances were of such a level and such quality and consistency. He's thoroughly deserved it, and that's Mikolecki.
Well done, Mick. There you go.
Congratulations, Mick. What's that mean to win that?
Oh, it's massive. I've been here since I was a kid, do you know what I mean? And I've always kind of, saw lads, the young lads coming through winning the, youngster of the year, and then obviously you see them win, progress on and win the Player of the Year, and it's like, this must be tough to achieve. But yeah, I never got to win the Young Player of the Year, so I was a bit hurting from that one. But this is really unexpected for me. There's so many great players in our team that had amazing seasons, like Cruz and Matty, for example. And my season was kind of cut in half with the injury, so. Yeah, I was kind of accepted it that I might not be up there, but yeah, this means a lot to me.
Great stuff. And a new deal under the belt, which is fabulous news for everyone connected to the club.
Yeah, well, pretty easy decision, to be honest. Try to play hard to get, but deep inside, I knew what I wanted. You know what I mean? So no, all jokes aside, it was a pretty easy decision, and really happy to have another 4 years here. I love this club. I've been here since I was a kid. My family loves it too. They're here every game. They absolutely love it. So yeah, really happy.
And having people connected to the club through the foundation, academy, that's what the club's all about. It's built on that, and that's what you are, Mick.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think that I can kind of be an example that, I was a late starter. I started when I was 13, 14, and a lot of people, in foundation and, in the kind of at the grassroots and scholarship, these people that are involved there, they kind of kick-started kind of my passion, my love for rugby league, and that's kind of where it all started for me. So yeah, it's absolutely massive, and hopefully I can kind of be an example that it is possible.
Brilliant. And Jay, it's the front row have won first, second, and third. So the front row.
Yeah,
union.
let's not have half-backs kid themselves that they're the most important people in the team, right? We've got 2 props and an hooker, first, second and third. So, yeah, for me, I think it's great they've been awarded for the consistency. I think Mickey's just a great success story. I remember when Mickey and his mum came on watch training, you know, a long time ago when I was playing. And then I'll also go back to the start of the year. You know, I was lucky to be invited in to the first team squad. And the big talk then, Mickey, was about you fulfilling your potential. Well, you managed to do that this year, right? You know, that was the big question over you. Can you fulfil your potential? Well, you played for England, you've won the Rhinos Player of the Year. What happens next is the big thing. Can you be consistent and deliver it season after season like Matty's done? But I think it's fantastic that you've done that, and see you go on that journey from being a young kid coming down to watch us train to winning the Player of the Year. It's just brilliant to see. Really good, really pleasing.
And pre-season, Mick, is that like a breeze at the minute? A man so fit and powerful as you, what's it like?
To be honest, I wouldn't call it a breeze. First few sessions were kind of getting back used to it. We've had a fair bit off, so but you know, all lads looked after themselves, so it was just kind of getting back into the routine, and you know, being back a week and a half, nearly 2 weeks, I feel great. You know, I really enjoy coming in every morning. There's a great vibe. Everyone's you know, putting 110%. Everyone wants to win this year, wants to win some silverware, so it's a great place to be, and yeah, really looking forward to start playing some games instead of training every day and getting flogged.
Good stuff. Boxing Day then?
Yeah, that'd be a great start as well, you know, to start off kind of the campaign, the 2022 campaign. So yeah, hopefully there'll be a lot of fans and in support, and yeah, we can enjoy some festive celebrations.
Good stuff. Ladies and gents, the winner of the 2021 Leeds Rhinos Player of the Year, Mikołaj Alecki.
Thank you.
Whoop, whoop. Well done.
Running with the pack, gonna kick up the dust. They wish that they could see ya, but you're moving so quick they could never keep up. Keep looking for a weakness. I don't think they're gonna get what they came here to find. And if they don't believe ya, you'll keep on making moves right in front of their eyes. Been there, done that, never look back, go get it. Yeah. You climb the mountain high, and cross the valley.
Seletsky, another great run. Long run.
Just to get this close. Oh, you can't stop now. Oh, you've come so far. It's time to show the world just how strong you are. Can't keep the time from changing. They could even think that it's already done. You can't kill this momentum. They could try to stop you, but you're still gonna run. Been there, done that, never look back, go get it. Yeah. You climb the mountain high, and cross the valley low. You run a million miles just to get this close. Oh, you can't stop now. Oh, you've come so far. It's time to show the world just how strong you are.
Right, that concludes the 2021 awards. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. We've had a bit of a giggle presenting these. Thanks to my co-presenter and pal. Thanks for putting up with me, not just tonight, Jay, but throughout the year.
I think that's the way around, Rob, for putting up with me as well. But you know, it's great to be here. Great to be back at the club that I love. You know, I've been in love with this club since a 5-year-old boy when my dad first took me to come and watch it. And you know, as I said, you know, I've been a spectator, been a player, and now I work with the backroom staff with yourself. So it's been a great year again, and I'm just really looking forward to next year and you know the support the club's got. I just thank everybody for tuning in and watching this.
Have a great Christmas, everyone. Stay safe, keep well, and go easy on that Slingsby gin and the San Miguel. Look after yourself and see you all Boxing Day. Thank you.